Hello everybody, Mr. Pilgrim here, coming at you with the 4th video in our Platinum Trophy Guide for the last hero of Nostalgaia. In the last video, we'd gone through Festivity Row and the Quest Reward Vault, as well as backtracking to Oreshaft Village to claim some chests, and then as well as heading back to the depths to also claim some new chests that we can now unlock with a new ability we got in Festivity Row. Now, similar to any new abilities we get in the future, I'll also do the same. I'll backtrack to previous areas to show you guys where and how you can use them. But before we start this video and head into Warlock's Wilds just in front of us, we're actually going to backtrack all the way to the Quest Reward Vault. So you'll just want to follow the path that you took to get here, and we're going to go to Blade the Bold now that we have his withered icon, as you'll see down here, right here. So we can return that to him and start his quest properly. So I'll see you once we're back at the Quest Reward Vault. Alright, once back here at the Quest Reward Vault, it's pretty much just a straight path back from where we took to get back here, and it's the first room in the actual vault, or second room after you get past the beacon. Here you'll find Blade. You'll return his icon. Like always, you'll make sure that his dialogue is repeating to exhaust it all, and then we'll just use a fireplace stone to head back. Once back here at the Warlock's Wilds, we can officially head inside, and we can first go over how the area is going to work and how to progress through it, as there are certain things you'll have to do and certain things you have to activate in order to do that. The first one is just in front of us, which I'll go over now. So just before, we'll find the Sword of Service, and then just up here we'll find the key item that you'll be going after in each area, a token of youthful operation. There is at least, I believe, 4 of these that we'll need to find, and we'll need them to light the crystal. And as you'll see just off to the left, we now have a new path that's brightened up by the lights. Basically, anywhere that normally can be brightened up by these lights that aren't, will have a kind of fog on them that if you try and enter will deal a lot of damage to you. So coming off here over to the left, we'll have 3 pickups of gold coins, which is nice. Then what we're going to do is actually work on getting our next trophy of the game, A Guide Isn't Cheating. So if we come up here off to the left and come up, you'll then make an immediate turn, and you'll find this tree right here. As you'll see, you'll basically just want to attack this tree a good portion of times until the trophy pops, and the trophy is called A Guide Isn't Cheating. Basically, I just went for around 20 hits or so, and then I finally got the trophy. But yeah, so once you get the trophy, we'll then move on. We'll have a code over here. We can then drop down right here. We'll come over here and grab this memory of an NPC, and then what I normally like to do is I try and like to just edge my way off to take as little damage as possible. Then we'll drop down here for a loaded die, and then as you can see, we can now make our way up and around to the new area. Now, having the shuriken is really helpful. I'll show it off right now. As you'll see, a bunch of enemies like to hide in trees, and they'll try and throw stuff at you or try and wait to ambush you. So just be careful of that. Coming in here, we'll have our next NPC minion boss guy.
More and more he talked of himself.
As you'll see, they're waiting for us.
Brittany Clarkson! Brittany Clarkson!
As you'll see, they hurt quite a lot. And they have projectiles, of course. But just like that, they'll go down, and you'll get their gloves. Then from here we can just head on out, and here is where I'll kind of use a new little checkpoint system going forward. Now heading out the door and immediately taking a left, we can head down, grab this item here, and then we can work our way up. Like I said, you basically just follow the blue lights until you can't, and explore the area to find the next token of youthful operation. So from here, as you'll see, we're supposed to be able to head off to the left, but we can't just yet. So if you come over here next to this bonfire, you'll find a new enemy type that looks like a young child that drops the token of youthful operation. I was trying to not aggro them to show you, but for some reason they just didn't want to. So from here, we'll then follow this path around to the right. If we come over here, we can grab the servant shield, and then coming through this brush, we can come into here and unlock a shortcut back to the beacon. So if you remember, the shortcut we took to go back to Oreshaft village at the end of the last episode is just right here, and as you'll see, there's the beacon. So now, moving forward, we can activate our second crystal and continue along the path. So coming back out, we'll then head up. And as you'll see, we'll be at the second tower. This time I think it does give you a cutscene. As you can see. So now we'll head down and get to our next starting point. So as you'll see, just up to our left is Lady So, and that will be our starting point. You'll see she's waiting for us.
A friendly face! Oh, I'm a creature more deviant somehow. The reservoir, the reservoir perhaps.
As you can see now, she is now on the Reservoir of Pain side, which is not the side that we're on this playthrough. So from here, we're going to be going forward, and there's a few things we're going to need to do along the way. Don't worry, I'm going to show you guys how to actually navigate through this area and get all of its goodies in the process. Alright, so starting off here from Lady So, I'm not going to go down this hole. We'll come back to it later as we need an item related to it, but from here we're just going to follow the main path. Now we're actually going to remember a weapon here at the lemonade stand, so we're going to find and remember the chrysalis. This is needed for story reasons, so just bear with me. Like I said, the rest of the remembrances, I'm going to try and go over them all in one video. So from here, we're basically going to run straight up, and then we'll have this point where we can split off and go forward, but we can't. So first, we'll come off to the right over here, grab a loaded die. You'll know you're in the right area because if you come back here, you'll notice this little golf course, which obviously is set up for a remembrance. We have an unburdened weapon we can find. Then we're going to backtrack. Now this area is a bunch of branching paths that connect to each other in some way, shape, or form, so you can't exactly get lost. but it is a bit confusing. But, so if we head back down the main path, you'll notice here off to the left we have two paths we can take, one to the left and one to the right. We're first going to come down to the left, down to this secret shortcut area. I will show off as best as I can every part of this right now. So coming into here, you'll have this elevator, which actually leads all the way back to the heart flow altar. I'll let it go all the way down. As you'll see, you will have this door right here and this door right here. And as you'll see, we're back here at the heart flow altar. Now heading on back up. Once it loads, of course. Now we can head down. Basically, this area connects to Oreshaft Village, Heartflow Altar, and other parts of Warlock's Wilds. So here you'll have your main area. As you can see, we've got Oreshaft Village, NPC City. So we'll just take the first one that we find, which is Oreshaft Village. This is a shortcut all the way back to the church, which basically is in the first half of Oreshaft Village before you make it to the central square. As you can see, it is a bit of a run, but you'll have this shortcut elevator which will lead all the way down. Obviously it needs to load again, because why not? Oh, well, there's that. Basically, if you remember the first half of Oreshaft Village as you're going through, and you go through the church, and there's that little side area, that's basically where it leads. So now if we head back, we can then head to the other area. Well, I'll show you that off and show you how it connects to other parts. A lot of running for sure. So from here, we're just going to take the path to NPC City now. And as you'll see, NPC City is inaccessible right now. But here we have another section of Warlock's Wilds. Like I said, this area is connected to a lot, but don't worry. I will explain it as best as I can once we're here. We do have another section right here. It's another section of Warlock's Wilds, which I'll show. But here we have the village section, which I'll show off, but then I'm going to show you how to get there properly without taking the shortcuts. There's this door in the way. There we go. As you'll see, you'll have this basically tree alley is how I'll refer to it. But now we can head back in and head to the other section. Like I said, a lot of loading. So, if we come over here off to the left to Sacrifice 3, we'll end up around a similar spot. Once again, I will show this off, just so you know how to get to it normally. Come on. Here, we'll grab this memory of an NPC. And just right here, as you'll see, there'll be a sacrifice, and then off to the right over here, we'll grab this fragment of tradition. But for now, we'll just take a note of that. Like I said, I'm going to show you how to get to these places normally without using these back doors and hallways. So now we'll return the way we came, go to NPC City, and then we'll go to the Heartflow Altar, I believe is the correct way. Yes, Heartflow Altar. Following this through, it's over here, and once again, Heartflow Altar. Follow this all the way back, as you'll see by the giant green light, and then instead of taking the elevator, we'll take this left, and we'll load again. Like I said, it's a lot of information at once, so if it's a bit confusing, just bear with me. For now, it's basically all self-contained to Warlock's Wilds. So now we'll finally head back out the tree trunk, and instead we'll take this path up, and we'll proceed straight through this tree trunk. Do be careful of ambushes along the way, and here we will find, I believe, our next rune. Nope, sorry, source weapon code. Then if we turn around and then come across this bridge here, we will get the Story of Strength. And then as you'll see off to our left, we have the old man who's helping us. Once again, basically,
yes, but more back to your quest.
Once he starts saying back to your quest, we can then move on. Continuing forward, we'll follow this path around, and we'll be up here at this little platform. But before we interact with the platform, as you can see just below us, we have another beacon. Before interacting with that NPC, we're first going to come up and do believe we have
peculiar posture, such a ridiculous gait. Was there a
token of youthful operation
implicit in its frame? A humility so long ago forsaken.
Get another cutscene. But in case I forgot to show you where this token of youthful operation is,
lies the keep of the stolen King. Our monarch was benevolent keeper of the realm, a symbol of tradition worth saving. But that story is gone. Our meaning is gone. When the time arrives, when you confront the final Great One, I could help you, if first you could restore what has been lost. Perhaps the spindles could prove a hero, the narrator watched.
Anyways, ignoring the narrator, if we come over here, we can activate this beacon. Now, I realized I didn't show you where to grab that token of youthful operation, so I will do that now. So if we head back up, I believe, we can actually head this path, don't worry. They're, like I said, they're all connected, but I'll come back to this area, because I realized I didn't show you where to grab the third token of youthful operation. As you'll see, we have a bunch of narrowing and connecting paths, but if we come here through this long log, we'll basically end up back at Tree Alley, as you'll see right here. And that shortcut door is just over there at the back, right there. So for the most part, there's a few things to grab in this area, as you'll see. So just next to where we came from, there's a ladder. So from here, you'll follow this up and around. And just over here, in this little section, is one of those enemies that drops the token of youthful operation. Here you'll get the Forgotten Space Visor. And then if we turn back and then come over here and drop down, we'll get our next rune. the accommodating gourd. So now we'll head back the way we came, and now you guys should be able to activate that tower. My apologies, like I said, this area is stupidly crazy connected to each other. Before heading back up, if we come over here, we can come and grab this item right here, a piece of tradition. Then we can finally head on up, activate the crystal, and then be on our way to fight that NPC that I talked about before. Like I said, we're gonna ignore the Reservoir of Pain. He means absolutely nothing to us now. So from here at the second level, now we can finally interact with this NPC. So from here, I'm just gonna make sure I'm properly healed up. Like always, my go-to strategy is just the R2s. There we go, got a nice critical hit. As you can see, they definitely hurt quite a lot. So now we're just trying to bait them into attacking. Once defeated though, they will give the translucent map. Now I'm going to immediately show you guys where we can use said map. So if we head all the way back down the way that we came, yes, I know it is a long ways down, but we're basically heading all the way back to Lady So. So we'll just follow this path back down and around. Like I said, it's a lot. But now, as you'll see, we'll finally head through this tunnel that's next to Lady So. Don't worry about going straight. Instead, we'll come down to the right. Normally, without that wing that we just got, we won't be able to navigate through this area. But as you can see, now that we have it, we'll see a bunch of these glowing lights for us. And then the hardest part is normally just trying to find more of the lights. I don't know why they're like spaced out in a weird way. But you'll basically just come forward, then off to the right, and then you'll turn to the right again. Along this path though, as you'll see right up here, we'll find our next rune. And then we'll come off to the left a little bit. Keep going forward. Normally, if you didn't have the wings and you tried to navigate, you would eventually black out and be teleported back to the start. As you can see right here. Oh, my bad. Supposed to take this ramp up. Here we'll be starting our next NPC questline. This is one of the two that is connected to the end of the game and is tied to the Reservoir of Pain, to where you either choose to help the Reservoir of Pain or you choose to help the old crone who we're about to talk to in this little shack.
Bring my gifts to them.
Basically, she'll want you to give that gourd to the innocent one found in Oreshaft village, which I will go over how to get to him in just a moment. So just bear with me. In here we'll finally come down and enter this little shack. I do say enter, but just behind it is the item that we're here for. Then we can return. Follow this around. And then if we follow this up, you'll find a grave site here, and you'll also find a shortcut back to where we just were talking to the old man across that little bridge. It's, like I said, it's quite a lot, but what we're going to immediately do is head all the way back to Oreshaft village and give that gourd to the innocent one. So pretty much there's two ways you can go about doing this. Basically, you can go the Heartflow altar and then take the shortest path, which I'm going to do. I think now I've realized it, this wasn't the shortest path. But, oh well, I'm already taking it. Now, I'm going to stress this enough. This whole time you want to just be running. We're not going to be using any fireplace stones because that will reset the enemies. So going forward here, as you'll see, I'm just making a mad dash to the innocent one. Any NPCs that follow me, I'll try and deal with as best as I can. Especially if we're waiting on a loading screen. Like so. So now we can just make a run. Now, upon giving the innocent one this gourd, you will get a trophy. There's two trophies tied to this, like I said. The other one is tied to the innocent one here, as you'll see. Who's going to try and stop us, but we're just going to ignore him. We'll come to this little shortcut area. Like so. And I think if we run this right, we won't aggro these guys. There we go. And coming in here, we can find the innocent one.
You look like... Is that a...
And you'll give him the gourd, and then he will basically just disappear. So now I'm going to backtrack the same way that I came to get here to get back to Warlock's Wilds. Like I said, it's a lot of running, it's a lot of moving in this video. But now we'll head back to the shortcut area. Once back here, we are going to return to the old crone. I think that's her official name. So now we can use this shortcut that we have here. And we'll want to tell her, and as you'll see, excuse me.
Remember,
Hello.
Once you get that, now we can move on. Finally, proceeding through the area. So now, no taking any left or side paths. The last thing I'll show you is how to get to the tree alley normally. So on the main path here, as you'll see, there's this side area up here off to the left. Have a gold coin. Have a memory of an NPC. And boom, as you'll see, tree alley. Just like that. Not too hard. But from here, we're now going to be heading on up and going forward. And like I said before, here's how you get to the other token of youthful operation. It's just along the main path right before going across this little area. Moving forward, we're going to proceed across this little area here, and before we continue straight, we're going to first come off to the left and then follow this down, and you're basically just going to turn around and we'll grab this item over here. Memory of an NPC zone boss. Then from here we're going to head back on up. You'll follow this around and then you'll make a U-turn to head up the stairs here, and you'll activate the last crystal. Then from here we'll just follow this path forward. It's pretty straightforward overall.
Just up here we have an item to grab on the left. A poem of sorts. Then following this down, before proceeding forward, if we come off to the right over here, we can head down. In here we will find one of those enemies that you had to fight with Nameless Nero and Lady So, waiting for you, and upon defeating it, you will get the... where is it? The red racers. And then in the middle here you can grab the next Easy Maker key. Like I've said before, every one of those Easy Maker keys you'll want to take it back to the shop merchant, which I will cover probably after or at the end of the next video, since we'll be able to make our way back to Oreshaft Village. But for now we're going to proceed forward, heading on up, once again ignoring the Reservoir of Pain.
What so many cycles had crumbled, might it yet be restored? Dare the narrator hope?
And just up here we'll reach the Keep of the Stolen Crown. And right up here we'll find Vengeance.
Please.
Like always, once her dialogue has been exhausted, we'll come over here off to the right and find our next beacon. Ta-da! But this has been Mr. Pilgrim. I do hope that this video and these guides are helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form. As always, I will see you all in the next video. Huzzah!